A canceled wedding dress just became the symbol of a family feud that's been brewing for nearly 3 years. On January 19th, 2026, Brooklyn Beckham did something he'd never done before. He publicly called out his own mother, Victoria Beckham, in a lengthy Instagram post that sent shockwaves through the celebrity world. His accusation? That she canceled making his wife Nicola Peltz's wedding dress at the 11th hour, forcing the bride to scramble for a replacement. But here's the thing. This controversy goes way deeper than fabric and fittings. We're talking about family loyalty, billionaire egos, and a rift that now appears beyond repair. After years of carefully worded denials and diplomatic silence, Brooklyn finally spoke his truth. In his own words, posted to Instagram stories on a Monday morning, he wrote, quote, "My mom canceled making Nicola's dress in the 11th hour, despite how excited she was to wear her design, forcing her to urgently find a new dress." Now, this wasn't a casual comment or an offhand remark in some interview. This was a deliberate public accusation against one of the most famous fashion designers in the world, who also happens to be his mother. And it contradicted years of carefully managed public statements from both sides of the family. To understand why this matters so much, we need to go back to April 9th, 2022. That's when Brooklyn Beckham, the 26-year-old eldest son of soccer legend David Beckham and former Spice Girl Victoria Beckham, married actress Nicola Peltz. And this wasn't just any wedding. The ceremony took place at Montserrat, the Peltz family's oceanfront estate in Palm Beach, Florida. We're talking about a property worth a staggering $103 million, spanning 13 acres with 27 bedrooms. The wedding itself cost an estimated $4 million and hosted around 500 guests for a Jewish ceremony under a floral chuppah. Nicola walked down the aisle in a stunning custom Valentino haute couture gown. This dress was the result of a year-long collaboration with creative director Pier Paolo Piccioli. She made 2 trips to Rome and had 2 fittings in the United States. Her stylist, Leslie Framar, called it, quote, "a work of art and the most beautiful dress she'd ever seen." The gown featured a square neckline, wide straps, a dramatic train, and handmade French lace opera-length gloves. Hidden inside was something blue, a message from Nicola's mother, stitched in blue thread by the Valentino team. On the surface, it looked like a fairy tale, but according to Brooklyn's recent revelation, that Valentino dress was Plan B. Here's where things get interesting. This isn't just a dispute between a mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. This is a collision between two of the most powerful families in their respective worlds. On one side, you have the Beckhams. David and Victoria have a combined net worth of around $450 million. David, now 50, is a knighted soccer legend who recently won the MLS Cup as owner of Inter Miami. Victoria, 51, successfully transitioned from pop star to respected fashion designer. They have 4 children: Brooklyn, who's 26, Romeo, who's 23, Cruz, who's 20, and 14-year-old Harper. On the other side, you have the Peltzes. Nelson Peltz, now 83 years old, is a billionaire investor worth between 1.56 and $1.8 billion. He's the founding partner of Trian Fund Management, which manages over $25 billion in assets. He serves as non-executive chairman of Wendy's and Cisco and sits on the boards of major corporations. His wife, Claudia Hefner Peltz, is a former model. Together, they have 8 children, and Nicola, who turned 31 in early January 2026, has built her own career as an actress with roles in Transformers: Age of Extinction and Bates Motel. Her net worth is estimated at $50 million. These aren't families who are used to backing down. Here's what makes Brooklyn's recent statement so explosive. It directly contradicts what both he and Nicola said publicly in 2022. In August 2022, just 4 months after the wedding, Nicola told Variety about the dress situation. She explained that Victoria's atelier couldn't make her dress, and she denied any feud. In November 2022, Brooklyn also told Variety there was no feud between the families. For years, this was the official story, a simple logistical issue. No drama, no problem. But if you were paying attention, the cracks were already showing. December 2024 looked promising. Brooklyn and Nicola spent Christmas with the Beckham family, and photos showed everyone together smiling. Maybe the tensions were easing. Then came May 2025, David Beckham's 50th birthday celebration in London. Brooklyn and Nicola were notably absent. Sources reported that the couple had actually traveled to London that week, hoping to see David, but were rejected. According to reports, David only agreed to see Brooklyn if he came alone, without Nicola. 3 months later, in August 2025, Brooklyn and Nicola renewed their wedding vows in a private ceremony. Not a single member of the Beckham family was present. By December 2026, the separation was complete. While Brooklyn and Nicola celebrated Christmas with the Peltz family in Miami, they were nowhere near the Beckhams. And then came the moment that seemed to push Brooklyn over the edge. On December 31st, 2025, David posted his year in review on Instagram, a compilation of family photos from throughout the year. Brooklyn wasn't in a single one. The message was clear, even if unspoken. The very next day, January 1st, 2026, David posted throwback photos of Brooklyn to Instagram stories with the caption, quote, "I love you all so much." Too little, too late, apparently. 18 days later, Brooklyn broke his silence. Let's be real. The dress is obviously not just about a dress. It's about respect, it's about family loyalty, and it's about choosing sides. When Victoria allegedly pulled out of making the wedding gown at the last minute, it sent a message. When Brooklyn publicly defends his wife nearly 3 years later, he's sending a message back. Brooklyn has essentially made his choice. He's chosen his wife and her family over his own parents and siblings. That's not a decision anyone makes lightly, especially not someone who grew up in one of the most photographed, most branded families in the world. The timing of his statement is also telling. It came just weeks after his father left him out of the family year in review, and during a period when the couple appears completely estranged from the Beckham clan. What started as whispers about a wedding dress has evolved into a full-blown family estrangement that's now playing out on social media for the world to see. Brooklyn Beckham, who spent 26 years as part of brand Beckham, has publicly accused his mother of sabotaging his wedding day with a snub. The Beckhams haven't responded to his allegations, at least not yet. Whether this leads to reconciliation or permanent separation remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: the fairy tale image of the perfect Beckham family has been shattered, and it was their own son who picked up the hammer. Sometimes the most expensive weddings come with the highest price tags, and this one is still being paid nearly 3 years later.